but he's going to be stepping away from his role here. Brendan was one of the very first people that came to Grafton probably a year and a half ago when we began to talk to the Safe Systems organization, understand more about their business, way early deciding if this made sense to come together. Brendan was involved in the due diligence, then the integration planning. He was a trusted advisor, has been a trusted advisor to me all the way through this period in terms of understanding the team and the clients and the culture in that organization. And he really built, was one of the key people that built the Safe Systems organization. So he's done a lot for the industry, he's done a lot for the organization, he's done a lot for this combined entity of UFS and Safe Systems over the last year. So I think, Brendan, if we can work this out, would like to share a few words with the group. So I'm going to turn it over to the Alpharetta team.
Yes, thank you, Eric.
There you are. We can see you now.
You'll get to enjoy the bottom of my chin, I guess. So, 22 and change years. It's not something easy to step away from. So thank you for giving me a moment to say something. What I have to say is basically a love letter to the people that I've spent over 2 decades working with and caring a lot about. That doesn't mean my comments are limited to Alpharetta, because I've already built great relationships with some exceptional people in Grafton and O'Fallon. It was 1,188 weeks ago that I came to a little company called Safe Systems. I got the job lead thanks to Nikki Neese, who I was good friends with in college, and Darren took her word for it that I was worth a shot. I have to thank Darren for a lot, for mentoring me, for advocating for me, for trusting me, and primarily for not firing me on numerous occasions while I figured some stuff out. Safe Systems was a place where a guy like me could finish growing up. Over the years, I came to terms with the fact that I'm not a regular person. There were clues along the way, such as the subtle hints some of you dropped to me, like, "You are not normal," or "Something ain't right with that boy." I've come to embrace my differences and channel them into something productive, and learn to recognize special talents in others. I tell people all the time that we're a company of special people, and that's how we've done a lot with a little. We've endured more than our share of crises and connected so deeply with the client community that we serve. So there's too many of these special people to name, since I'd be naming basically everybody. But I promise to keep this to a tight 75 minutes. I have to give Brian Brannon a shout out. We started together back in 2002. I felt like I always had a partner on this journey. I could talk anything out with him, and he endured my idiosyncrasies with grace. We share a special bond since we witnessed something inexplicable and unspeakable in an airport bathroom in Greensboro, North Carolina. Whatever you're imagining right now, I promise you the truth is far worse. So thank you for carrying that burden with me, BB. Of course, he's not the only one. There's so many others that inspired me with their brilliance, perseverance, unflappability, humility, and humor. I think you guys know how important that humor part is to me. I got to do so many things with this team. I got to build solutions. I got to build great relationships. I got to work in a principled way that was supported by this company. I got to develop my public speaking skills. Public speaking, which is universally recorded as scarier than death. It's, I'm telling you, it's a tremendous thrill as long as you have something to say, something you want to say. I was not happy with my own presentations unless I thought I had a message that I hoped to be engaging, make the audience think, make the audience feel something, and hopefully laugh a little. But I did develop a bad habit of staying up entirely too late the night before my presentations, building my material. So, if you're a fan of Maslow's hierarchy like I am, I got to self-actualize here for many, many years, and that's a drug you never get enough of. Over the years, I found myself regularly telling my wife, I'm getting to do something at work that I don't think most people get to do in their careers, and I get to do it with great people. So one day I realized I was no longer the college kid trying to get ahead, but had transitioned into a leadership role where I had a material impact on the lives of the people I served. That's a great responsibility, so I strive to create the same environment of growth and development for special people that Danny and Darren created for me. I was not always successful, but it was my single most powerful motivator. I've been given a gift that I believe few receive. Over the past week, so many of you took the time to tell me about the ways I had a positive impact on your day, your career, or your life. That means more to me than you know. While it had a tinge of attending my own funeral, it gave me a sense of accomplishment that allows me to move into the next chapter of my life. What is that? I'm not going to another employer. I'm going to go full-time, making up for a lot of living that my wife and I didn't get to do over the past 5 years. So when COVID came to town, it disrupted all of our lives, but it had a devastating effect on my wife's health. Some of you know that. Few of you know just how rough it was. But in the past few months, her health has recovered to the point that we pray the worst is behind us. So after a lot of discussion, we agreed that time and health are the things we really get in this life, and we need to carpe some diems. We're going to travel, talk, read, write, think, eat well, and figure out what comes next. And don't worry about the economy, because I'm about to save it with all the spending I'm about to do. So in my absence, I trust that you will all continue to make this a special place to work. I trust you'll continue to care for each other. I trust you'll speak up when you should be heard, and will listen to each other with the desire to understand. I trust you'll model the behavior you wish to see in others, and I trust you'll look for the humor in every moment. I trust you'll call me if you want to talk. I will miss you, and I love you.
I'll just say real quick, the vacuum that you'll leave, when you walk out of the building is just enormous. You will always be a part of this family, and like the Corleone family, you'd never leave the family, right? So we're so thankful for you guys and the time that you've spent and all the efforts you put in here. And no one deserves this break more than you and Allie do. So we want you to enjoy it. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I'm kind of envisioning Brendan in an RV driving across South Dakota. Hopefully he'll send us some pictures along the way.
I'll be in touch.
All right, so we have one more. So hold